Say hello to everyone.
Hello, here is my helmet. You just wear it like this, just like that, so, or you could wear it like this, done like that.
Gwenny, can you say hello, please?
Hello.
All right, we are continuing on with the Mystery of History, Volume 1.
We have the
And,
science book.
We are on Lesson 12, the Minion. I knew how to pronounce it before I started reading the civilization. It's not very long, so we'll go ahead and get it read, and then we'll move on. Would you like to live on an island in the middle of a beautiful Mediterranean Sea?
No.
Well, Edward does. It would be nice. The minions, a group of people who thought so too. They lived on the large island of Crete near southern Greece about 2,000 years before Christ. If you can find Crete on a map, you'll know why it is called the land bridge between Asia and Europe. It sits right between the two continents in the middle of the Mediterranean. Like the Sumerians, the minions were, I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, were quite advanced. Roads connected their cities, and each city had a beautiful palace. They are considered the first important civilization in Europe after the Great Flood. The Sumerians were closer to Asia. The minions were fond of elaborate artwork or fresco painting on the walls of their many palaces. Here's a picture of it. The minions, sometimes called the Cretans' greatest place, was the capital of Knossos. It was large enough to cover 6 acres. The palace had ivory bathtubs, running water for the toilets, and beautifully detailed frescoes. A fresco is a special painting on a wall made by applying paint to wet plaster. Edward, do not bug your sister.
I'm trying to.
These frescoes had survived far longer than ordinary paintings would have. It is evident from the spectacular palace, which has parts still standing today, that the minions were excellent artists, builders, craftsmen, and sailors. The people were named minions after one of their kings, King Minos, or minions. Minons. There you go. That's what I was saying wrong. Legend says that King Minon, yes, Queenie, but we're reading this right now. King Minos built a huge labyrinth or maze in which he housed a monster named the Minotaur. This creature was supposedly part man and part bull. The story of this fanciful creature probably grew from the fact that the Mayans enjoyed the sport of bull leaping. Murals of the sport have been left behind on some of the great palace walls. Paintings that depict men goodness, I cannot read today. Catapulting over bulls as if they were doing headstands on the bulls' backs. Imagine doing that for fun. Can you imagine doing a headstand on the back of a bull? Or a headstand on the back of a horse, never mind a bull?
I would say a pocket.
As for the religion of the Mayans, it appears from the remains of their homes that special rooms were set aside for worship. They worshipped the mistress of the animals, the mistress of the crops, and a goddess who could protect the home. The last goddess was often depicted in statue form.
Often.
Huh?
Often. What does that mean?
Often?
Yeah.
To happen frequently.
Freaking. That would be so silly to do that.
The last goddess was often depicted in statue form, bare-breasted, holding snakes just above her head. Snakes were a sacred symbol of the Mayans. Outdoors, altars were also used as a place for priests and priestesses to offer their gods milk, wine, and blood. And like the ancient Egyptians, the Mayans believed that some form of the afterlife were buried with the early possessions. Strangely, though, the Mayan civilization was unknown until the 1900s when the English man named Sir Arthur Evans uncovered the remains of their culture. The Mayans didn't flourish longer than about 800 years. Their civilization had come to a sudden halt, so until Evans discovered these people, they were lost in time. This detailed fresco discovered on a wall in the Palace of Knossos shows that both men and women were involved in the sport of bull leaping. The 2 other figures are women. Coincidentally, there's a terrible volcano on a nearby island that might explain why the Cretans seem to vanish from history. The fall of volcanic ash can be deadly for many miles.
Ash?
You know what ash is like? You clean the ash out of the wood stove.
No.
Yes.
No.
Though it is possible,
see
no one
that,
knows
so.
for sure if the fall of the volcanic ash led to the fateful end of the Mayans. But the mystery seems to give Plato a basis for the story of the sunken city of Atlantis. Have you ever heard of the mystery of Atlantis?
No.
The Greek philosopher Plato
I
claimed that
heard
the
it.
city of Atlantis sank because the people were so wicked. He wrote an entire story about it.
Wicked.
Why were they so wicked?
Yeah.
Because they didn't love God.
Oh, love God. That's not history.
It is in history. That's what we're reading.
No.
For centuries, people have searched for Atlantis to prove Plato's story once and for all. The city has never been found. The Mayans might have suddenly disappeared, but their influence on the world certainly did not. Most of their ideas were borrowed by the Mycenaeans or Mycenaeans, who were neighbors on the nearby shores of Greece. The Mycenaeans and other Greeks developed a great civilization later in time that shaped much of the Mediterranean world through art, culture, education, government, and architecture. Imagine all that influence originating from the people who created the sport of bull leaping. All right. That is
I wish it
lesson 12.
I wish this helmet could have strings so it could sting on me on my chin.
Okay, can you say goodbye?
A good boy.
Goody, can you say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Don't do that, please. I don't want you to ruin my clothes. I need to get them taken care of myself.
Goodbye.